What's up YouTube, Gabba Check This Gadget, coming to you with a video of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 and the Microsoft Surface Duo. So I'm not going to necessarily call this a versus video because I'm not comparing them on specs and whatnot, but more so telling you which device I believe is good for a certain type of person or a certain type of needs that the person might want to get achieved on their phone. So that's the goal. If you are someone that's been looking at these two phones and you're not sure which way you want to go, hopefully by the end of this video, my goal is to help you make that decision a little more clear. So we have this phone here, Z Fold Galaxy, retails $2,000, and then we have a Surface Duo, retails for $1,400 for the 128 gig, or $1,500 if you want to match like 256 on this one for $1,500. So a difference of $500 or $600 depending on which model you get. And I really believe this device is for, each device is for a different type of person. And I'll just go ahead and say now, I believe the Z Fold is good for a person that wants to have like a regular phone and or go to a tablet mode. And then so basically you like small tablets and that's what you want to have on the go. And then the Surface Duo is good for somebody that is looking to multitask and want to do multitask and always want to do primarily two things at once, primarily all the time. And so I'm going to give some examples and just show you some things like that. So for example, because just off real, both build quality for both of these phones is great. It's great build quality on both of them. The hinge on this one is amazing, and the hinge on this one is amazing. So it's not like you're losing anything on build quality. They're both in their own right very good with the build quality. Okay, so what I was saying about the Z Fold, as far as you have the option to use it like a regular phone like you're used to. Now the screen is a little more narrow, resolution not as high, but it's a pretty good looking screen and you can get stuff done on here. And the nice thing about this, to show an example, is let's say, boom, we're using the New York Times website as an example. Okay, yes, you can see it's very small. Of course, you can zoom in if you want, you know. But so we have that. And then you say, you know, I want to go ahead and read the article. I want to see this a little bit larger. Oops. Oh, accidentally clicked off my example. We just go straight into, there we go. Now we have a way bigger screen. And that's what you're going to get if you get this phone. It's somebody that's going to really appreciate having this phone. I don't know if you saw my previous video, but if you did, you would have saw how I talked about how the screen of the Z Fold is essentially the same screen as on the iPad mini, just without the bezels. So it's perfect for people that enjoy small tablets. This is who I think would like this phone. A person that enjoys smaller tablets and would like to have that on the go, right? Because you get the same size as pretty much on a mini, but without the bezels. Who might not care for this unfolding screen is people that typically use their phone and then when they want to get more work done, they're going to a larger tablet, like a 12.9 or a Tab S7 Plus, or their laptop with large monitors and or their, you know, things of that nature. So this screen won't work for them because it's too small. They would rather just go from, if they're not working on a regular size phone and they want to do more work, they would rather just jump to a bigger size tablet or their laptop or their computer with monitors. So I think the Z Fold is good for people that enjoy smaller tablets and then would like to have a smaller tablet on their phone, and or people that enjoy having the access to have the style of a regular phone versus this. Yes, it's going to be a little heavy in its position, it's a little thicker, but you can still use it as a regular phone, and then having that ability to just simply open it and go to a and go to a bigger size screen. Now on the Duo here, who I believe would like this phone is, first of all, if you are going to like, sorry, let me try to line up the pictures. If you like wider aspect ratios, you're going to love the Surface Duo, because it's not many phones that allow us to have a wide screen. They're all pretty narrow and tall. So it's going to be, first of all, it's going to be refreshing to get a wider screen phone. So here we are. I'm trying to, let me see if I can line up the pictures. Okay, found it. Okay, so here we are. We're pretty much at the same, to give you an idea. Let me tilt that up so you can get a better view. So it looks pretty good for the compact design. It looks pretty good. You know, you just zoom in when you want to see something extra. And then let's click on the article to give you an idea of what we're looking like on the article. Okay, so we ran to so we can't see the example. Okay, but you get the idea. Let me scroll over to the side. This we'll just leave it like that. You get the idea. So I think for each one, that'll work. They both look good to me. It's just, of course, on the Z Fold, you're gonna get a way bigger display of it. The other thing I would say is YouTube. Now, when I had the Z Fold, I used a lot of time watching YouTube videos. A very good amount of time watching YouTube videos. So primarily I would watch just like this so I can see the comments. This is great for when you're looking at a video with a live chat, because you can still have access to the chat, but you still have this nice big amount of screen to watch the YouTube videos. And let me just show you what it looks like in full view. So hold on, let me pull it over here. Let me put on a Duo too, so we can have even comparison. So this is what we're looking at. I like watching videos on both of them, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm going to be doing two screen stuff, I'm going to want to multitasking stuff, I'm going to want to do it on my Surface Duo, because let me show you what the multitasking looks like. But before I go to the multitasking, let me just show you a full screen. So this is how it's going to look on full screen. So this one will turn this way. And then, so you got these big black bezels because of the aspect ratio, but you can also turn it this way and you can get a bigger picture and less bezels, right? So this is ideally how it's going to look. And then now let's show multitasking. So I believe if you are a person that's looking to do two things at one time, multitasking, the Surface Duo is better for you, because you have two panels versus here you don't. And you can do multitasking, but it's going to look very narrow, right? So let's just pull up. I'm going to pull up, for example, I'm just going to pull up Reddit or something like that. So, and let me pull it up over here also on YouTube. So we got the split screen. Now, the Surface Duo does have an option where you can do like the three apps, like basically this will split and you have something down here. I haven't used that feature. That's doing too much for me. 2 is enough for me. So you can see the difference here. And now what's the difference? You go from having you got this little small box here to work with the video, right? Versus this nice bigger box. So it's still more enjoyable to look at a video when you're doing multitasking on the Surface Duo. It's also better to read comments. Now look, you have this small, narrow amount of comments here, which I got to read up on this story. The doc is out. I'm surprised they let him go, but I'm glad. I felt he deserved to go for blowing that lead. That's neither here nor there. Versus over here, look at the Surface Duo. You got full screen. You can see the words way better. It's more enjoyable reading experience. The watching a YouTube video will be a more enjoyable experience, and looking at the words. Now, I typically only use my phone like this, but I'm going to change the orientation to see how it would look, to show how it would look if we had this in full screen the other way, and how it would look with the comments. So let me change the auto rotate. But this is what happens when you do that. So, oops, let's see here. While you do get the bigger screen, you're going to sacrifice your words, your screen real estate on your app, because it's going to go narrow down here. But you do get the bigger, slightly bigger screen. For me, I think it's perfectly fine just looking at it like this, because I think that's still a good amount of size, and I won't want to sacrifice that screen real estate. So I think using it in this way is the most helpful way when it comes to looking at YouTube and the Surface, or your Twitter, your Instagram, whatever your social media is. So I think when it comes to multitasking, the Surface Duo wins, and where the Fold 2 wins is when you want to do a lot of stuff on a screen, i.e. have this, right? Now you can pull the app, you can have it go across both screens, which I'm pulling up for you now. It's not that enjoyable because of the bezels, but I will show it to you. So, I mean, it is an option. So, you do have the bigger screen, and it does help. I mean, you do have the bar in the middle, but it helps. We probably can't click on it because it's probably gonna ask for that subscription, unfortunately. But you get the idea. Let's see. Let's go to The Verge. Let me pull up The Verge on another website over here to try to help comparisons. Okay. So we'll just use The Verge as an example. So you can have it span over both screens. It's not ideal with the bar in the middle, but it's helpful. So if you want to get that big screen so you don't feel like you're missing out anything, once you put it in this mode, then it's right on track with competing with the Fold 2. So this is not bad. Let's pull up an article just for comparison's sakes. All right. So here we go. It's not horrible. It's not a horrible experience. It's not bad at all, I must say. I honestly haven't used this like this that much, but this is not bad at all. When it comes to reading articles, so I can have a bigger screen to read, this is manageable. So these are some things that you can see. And yeah, so those are the most important things. I still say when it comes to multitasking that the Surface Duo wins though. And when it comes to wanting to have a screen where you can see information on both, that the Fold 2 will win. Now, let's talk about which one is better as a phone. I think it just depends on what's your style. The thing about this one being a phone is you can use it like a regular phone as far as when you have it closed, right? It's just like a regular phone. It's just a little thicker, heavier, but it's just like a regular phone. Versus the Duo is different because we don't have any external display at all. The only way you can see notifications and things of that nature is to do what they call the peek view here, or you have to open your phone all the way. I think you can make the Surface Duo work as a phone. I probably recommend it as a work phone or a business phone, but you can make it work as your regular phone. I would say if you don't talk on the phone a lot, or if you do talk on the phone a lot, you primarily are talking on a speakerphone or using your headset, then that works. So you don't have to have it wide. It's not a horrible feeling to me personally. I mean, it just takes some getting used to, but I don't think it would, be horrible to hold it in one hand if you needed to hold it up to your ear. Whereas, you know, you can use it like a regular phone, just as usual. But I would say if you would use this as a work phone or a business phone, I think that'd be best. But you can get away, use it as your main phone as far as typing. Typically, I was typing one hand. I would have the keyboard and just been typing with my thumb. The few time I did open it all the way and type with both, it was decent. And then even with this over here, with your Fold 2, you get the front keyboard. It's narrow, but it's usable. It's not bad at all. So let me pull up the keyboard on the Surface Duo here. Okay. 1 second, guys. Had a little bit of trouble unlocking it there. Okay, so let's see. Let me pull up. Okay, so here's the keyboard when it's pulled, when it's both. And then if it was one-handed, here's the one-handed keyboard here. And typically this is how I type, with just the reach in with the one thumb. Either way is enjoyable for me. But this is give you an idea of the keyboards there. So you can make both of these work as phone. I think it's just a little more difference if being able to see your messages, notifications and things of that nature, if that's important to you, you're going to want to go with the Fold. If you are a person that's not important to you, you're going to be using your watch to get your notifications, or if you are a person that just likes to close your phone and focus in on work and not be distracted, that's where the Surface Duo is great, because you can just close it and sit on your desk. You're not worried about, you're not tempted to probably open it. Versus if you have this on your desk, your Fold 2 on your desk, you might have your always display screen on, but let's say you don't have that on, you might be tempted to just, you know, double tap and wake it up because it's just there. So I think the Surface Duo helps in that regard, as it's a good phone for if you want to just put it away and be focused on work. So those are the things. I would also say if you like a sleek design, a very sleek design, as you can see, the Fold 2 is definitely going to be heavier, bulkier. This is lighter, sleeker, but it's wider. So aesthetics wise, I like the Surface Duo. And I mean, it is $500 cheaper. I think, of course, the main attraction of this phone is that internal display, but being able to do two things at one time on your Surface Duo, I don't know what's going on. She's acting up now. I'm trying to do a video of doing that two things at one time is doing two things at one time on your Surface Duo. I think that's a key thing. No, I think I'm messing up over here. I was trying to hold on 1 second, guys. I'm trying to pull it. I was trying to pull back up the double page. I feel like putting it back in this mode, that kind of, you know, solved that problem. But yeah, those are my key things. I really just think if you're a person that likes small tablets and want that tablet view on the go, compact on the go, the Fold is going to be the phone for you. If you will be primarily doing two things at one time all the time, the Surface Duo is going to be the one for you. If cameras are important to you, then you're going to want to go with the Fold 2. If speakers are important to you, you're going to want to go with the Fold 2. Other than that, it just really comes down to, do you want that tablet experience, or do you want to be able to do two things at one time? Do you want to just be able to do one thing at one time and just have it bigger? Or do you ideally want to be able to do two things at one time and have a decent size screen on both of them? That's what it comes down to. Hopefully that helped you guys. I might have missed some things, but just leave them in the comments, leave questions, and I'll get to answers. Subscribe if you haven't already, and check back later.